Okay, well, I hope you are all doing well today. Go ahead and find a nice comfortable seat on your mats, one leg in front of the other, and just take a few moments here to relax and just really arrive on your mat. Sitting up nice and straight. Your hands can fall down on your knees for a little support, or they can come open, whatever feels good for you today. And then maybe close your eyes to start off. Let your shoulders kind of just fall back and down your body. Take a few big inhales and exhales and just kind of let the rest of the day fall away. You know, this is our time on our mats, your time on your mat. Do whatever you need to do. Maybe you need to add a little motion to it beforehand, before you can settle in. But then try to find a little bit of stillness here and try to create that gentle rhythm of inhales and exhales. And just focusing on yourself, your breath, big inhales and exhales through your nose. In class today, I'm going to try to have a theme of holding poses for 5 breaths at a time. That's just a general good rule whenever you're doing any sort of stretch. And it might be kind of surprising sometimes about how long 5 really big, deep breaths really take. And so hopefully we'll get into a little bit deeper some of the poses that we get into today, as we use our breath to hold and maintain and really just strengthen the poses that we get into. So go ahead and take 5 full breaths here in your nice comfortable seat, sitting evenly on both of your glutes. With every inhale, feeling your belly, feeling your chest all the way up. On your next inhale, come up to a nice tabletop with your hands underneath your wrists, hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, nice even spine. Try not to dip one way or the other. And we're just going to come into a few cat-cows here. So in an inhale, dropping your belly, lifting the crown of your head. And the exhale, I want you to actively push into the tops of your feet. So almost like you're going to bring your knees up to hover, but just pushing in like you're about to hover, and then pushing evenly all the way through your hands, pushing that mat away. And then inhale, drop your belly. And let's do 5 of those. Trying to connect the movement with the inhales and exhales. That's 2. 3 more. Not rushing through any of this. It's 4. 1 more. Big inhale, drop your belly. And exhale, push. Inhale, come to a nice even spine. Tuck your toes, push up to a downward facing dog. And if it's your first down dog, you might want to pedal it out, lowering one knee and then the other. Trying to get deep, nice deep stretch down the back side of our legs here. And then whenever you find some stillness in your downward facing dog, find your happy place. And then just stay here for 5 breaths. 2 more. After you've taken your 5-ish breaths, on your next inhale, lift that right leg up and back, toes pointed down at your mat. Exhale, bring your right knee to right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale down. Knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more. Inhale up. And exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. And exhale that right foot down to meet your left. So that's 5. If you were counting, I wasn't lying. I said 5. On your next inhale, left leg comes up and back. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. This time on the exhale, bring that left knee all the way up. Step your foot in between your hands. Drop your back right knee. Untuck your left toes. Your right toes. Your left knee should be right on top of your left ankle. And then you can kind of adjust how far away your back knee is. Back knee. How far away your back knee is, just to get a little different sensation in your hips. But then finding some stillness, and then inhale both arms up. Pinkies are twisted in just a little bit, unlike you're holding a big beach ball or a really, really tiny planet. So big inhale to prepare. Exhale, cactus your arms down. Squeeze those elbows down. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Is that 2 more? Sure, 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep your right arm down. Plant it on the inside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Bring that right knee up to hover, and then twist open to your left. The left arm comes up. And stay here for 5 breaths. I told you 5 breaths is longer than you think. Maybe. Maybe you take 10 breaths at a time. It's cake. 2 more. Big inhale. Exhale. Sweep your left arm down. Step back to a plank and hold it for 5 breaths. If this is a little too much, you can always bring your knees down. If high plank is too much, if your wrists are hurting, you can always come down to forearm plank and even dropping your knees there. So wherever you are in your practice, 5 breaths. We'll take 3 more. One more big inhale. Exhale as slowly as you can. Lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Hands are right underneath your shoulders. And then just push up for a little cobra. If you need a little bit more, you can straighten your arms. But since this is the first bend we're taking today, maybe just right here. Big inhale. Exhale. Come down. Push straight up and back. Down dog. Moving along to the other side. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, bring it all the way in between your hands, dropping your your left knee. Right knee is right above your right ankle. You can untuck your toes. And then inhale both arms up. Take 5 cactus arms on this side. Exhale, squeeze down. Inhale up. Exhale, try to touch your elbows back behind you. Hopefully you can't do that. If you can, you'd see an orthopedist. It seems a little excessive. Inhale up. Exhale for 3. Inhale up. And one more. Inhale up. Exhale. Plant your left hand inside of your right foot. Tuck your left toes. Come up. Twisting to your right for 5 breaths. One more big inhale. Exhale. Plant your right hand on the outside of your right foot. Come back to a plank. Hold it for 5 breaths. Remembering your alternate to plank, because this is getting a little too much too quick. You can always bring your knees down. You can always come down on your forearms. Wherever you are. 3 more breaths. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale, slowly scrape those elbows on your ribs as you come down. And this time, you can come up to a cobra, you can hover your hands, or you can push all the way up for a nice sensation in the lower back. Feels really good to me. 3 breaths, 3 more breaths here. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. One more big inhale. Exhale, come down, push straight up and back, down dog. On your next inhale, slowly just walk your feet up behind your hands, forward fold, maybe grab opposite elbows. You can kind of sway back and forth. Keep a nice bend in your legs. Let your belly come down and rest all the way on the tops of your legs. And then just take a few breaths here. Twisting back and forth. Finding some stillness here. On an inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale as slowly as you can. Keep your arms down this time. And just one vertebra at a time. You can kind of slouch all the way up. You're wanting your head to be and the crown of your head to be the very last thing that comes up. So your chin's on your chest as you come all the way up to mountain pose, Tadasana. So in your mountain pose here, just take 5 breaths. Feel really rooted down into your mat. Feel the sensation in all the corners of your feet. Feel that power of grounding. You are a mountain. A lot of people don't know this, but phosphorus, which is a vital nutrient and to help making ATP, which is our energy molecule in the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, phosphorus is only found in rocks, and it is leached out of rocks and eroded out of rocks through rainfall. And so as the rain falls down the mountain, it picks up phosphorus, moves into rivers, lakes, and streams that are picked up by algae and plants and stuff. Animals eat the plants, but that phosphorus that we eat from veggies and other animals comes from the mountains. And so there's a very literal sense of us being powered by mountains. So maybe some inspiration in your mountain pose. I think that's magical. I don't know if you're mountain people, but it's good to me. So big inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a plank, hold it for 5 seconds. Or 5 breaths, not 5 seconds. What am I talking about? Seconds. So really, whenever you take the time to really focus on breathing 5 breaths, maybe that brings some other awareness of making sure your back is nice and straight, make sure you're not slouching too much down or too much forward. Although if you're going to slouch anyway, you want your butt up a little bit, and don't do this because you're just going to pinch your spine, you're going to hurt yourself. So if anything, your glutes need to be up a little bit. Otherwise, try to get it nice and straight. And then inhale up to downward facing dog. Great job. I knew you guys could do it. Okay, so now we're going to try a little bit of movement in our planks and some upper body stuff. So on an inhale, well, actually, go ahead and come down to your knees. We're going to do something else. I decided. Game time decision. So on an inhale, your left arm is going to come out. Right foot is going to come back for a little balanced tabletop here. Let me move away so I don't kick the window behind me. So this can be a little bouncy, a little tricky, especially if you're not used to doing this pose and it seems like something that you just should be able to do. But if you fall over, that's fine. So on an inhale, stretch out, left arm comes out, right foot comes back. Your right toes want to be pointed straight down at your mat. And then big inhale to prepare. Exhale, crunch it all in, balancing on that right hand and left knee. Inhale out. Exhale in. That's 2. We got 3 more. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale in. 1 more on this side. Inhale out. Exhale, crunch and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Now we got to do the other side. On an inhale, left foot comes back. And one of the things, if this is kind of balancy problems, take your time. Don't try to just go, whoop, I'm there, right? You may be able to do that, but if you can't do that, just slowly bringing that back foot out and then gently lifting the right arm forward. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale out. Exhale, crunch it in. I lost count, so I'm going to do 1 more. Inhale out. Exhale in. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big toes come together, knees come apart. Come into a child's pose for just a few breaths here. Maybe 5 breaths. Forehead comes down. And just breathe. And since we're taking these 5 breaths, really try to focus on filling up completely and really just letting everything out on an exhale. 2 more. On your next inhale, press into all 4 corners of both hands. Come up to a downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot comes back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, twisting to your left. Inhale up. Exhale down and twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Is that 4? Sure, that's 4. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring that right foot out. Come over to the inside edge of your left foot for a little supported side plank on your right. Right hand should be right underneath your right shoulders. And take 5 breaths here. One more big inhale. Exhale. Plant that left foot. Inhale that right leg up and back. And exhale down. Great work. Keep smiling. You're doing great. So find some stillness. Inhale your left foot up and back. Exhale left knee to right elbow. Twisting to your right. Inhale up. Exhale twist. Inhale up. Exhale twist. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale twist. 1 more. Inhale up. And exhale. Twisting your right. Left foot comes out. Inside edge of your right foot. Right arm comes up. 5 breaths here. Hot. Big inhale. Exhale, plant your right hand. Inhale that left foot up and back. And exhale it down. On an inhale, gently walk your feet up behind your hands for forward fold. Just dangle here. If you can, and keep as big of a bend in your knees as you need to do this. We're just gonna stand on our hands a little bit. And so, like I said, you can bend as much as you need, but just bringing the edges of your toes right up to the wrists on both of your hands and bending as much as you need to get your hands underneath your feet, and then maybe straighten just a little bit. You maybe wiggle your toes and massage your hands. Maybe this feels weird. It looks weird. Too many toes and fingers like hanging out in the same spot. It's just a weird image. I don't know why that is. I mean, should be fine, right? We evolved these things many, many thousands of years ago. They still look weird. There's too many of them. Maybe. I don't know. It could just be me. Big inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep both arms up over your head. And exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, coming into chair pose. So you want to be able to see all 10 or however many toes you may have. You want to be able to see all of them in your chair, so that way you don't poke your knees too far over your knees and you're not too far back. So in your chair pose, take a big inhale to prepare. Exhale, hands to prayer. Your left elbow is going to come to the right edge of your right knee, twisting over to your right for 5 breaths. Way to focus, way to concentrate. 2 more breaths. Check in to make sure your knees aren't splaying past one another. 1 more big inhale. Stay in your chair. Exhale, both arms come up. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale, hands to prayer, twisting over to your left, right elbow to the right, to the left side of your left knee for 5 more breaths. Maybe start to shake a little. That's fine. I'm shaking. I'm sweating. It's working. 2 more breaths. Stay in your chair. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, get a little bit lower. A little bit lower. And all the way down. Good job. Great work. I'm sweating, especially on my belly. All right, so let's do a little bit of core exercises, although we've done some. We're gonna do some more. Yeah, we'll do, so coming into a boat pose, we're gonna do some leg scissors. So and we're gonna stay maybe a little bit longer than just 5 breaths doing this. So if staying in boat pose here is good for you, that's awesome. You're amazing. You're doing just what you need to be doing. If you would like to add a little bit, a little motion, big inhale to prepare. Exhale, coming down. And if this is okay, you can just hang out here. And then we're gonna take some movements of just one foot over the other. And I might count down from like 20 in my head or out loud. So just one foot over the other, focusing on nice straight posture in your back. Shoulders are falling down beside you. Palms are facing up. We got 15 more seconds of this. Whew. 15 and 20 are multiples of 5, so still in theme. Whatever. 10 seconds. Or what? Wait. Are you guys counting? Just keep going. You're doing great. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll back and down your spine. Maybe cross one ankle over the other. You can roll side to side, maybe up and back. We're going to do that a few more times. Do some other ab stuff. I have wonderfully painted toenails. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Probably not, but my lovely roommate Emily has some really festive, wintry colors on my toenails. And I feel pretty. And felt the need to share with everyone. A couple more breaths here. If you'd like to take a few rocks up and down your spine, I always love this and get some nice pops in my backs every now and then. Coming back into, whoop, it'd be bad if you fell over while sitting, right? Into a boat pose. If you want to stay in boat and just add some sensation here, a little more effort, you can try to straighten your legs and just stay right here if you don't want to do the movement. If you want to come down and exhale, come along with me, hang out right here. And if you want to add the movement, just one on top of the other for about 30 seconds. Or whatever I deem is 30 seconds. Time is invented, right? It's not even real. Especially whenever I'm counting. 11, 30 thrumps. 20 more seconds? Sure, why not? And don't worry about like speeding through one ankle over the other. If you're just going really slow, like this, you're doing great. You're still gonna feel it. 10 more seconds. Keep breathing. It's important to breathe. I don't know if you've figured that out yet. 5, 4, 3, 2-ish, and 1 and done. Rolling back down, hug your knees in. We're going to do that one more time before we move on to our next bit. Whew. You're doing great. I'm feeling great. Hopefully you're feeling great too. I've noticed that sometimes when I do yoga, it's the same as like where I'm like sipping a nice cup of tea on a porch, and I look out and just go, at a beautiful sunset or something. I do that whenever I just realize that I can breathe again. So take a few rocks up and down. Ooh, good pop in my back that time. That felt amazing. All the way up. One more time. Remember your options. Boat, big foot up boat, big foot down boat. That's not actual terms, I'm making that up. And then just scissoring some. We'll do another like 30-ish seconds. I'm from Mississippi, and I've heard that counting 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi is like a really close proximity of keeping correct time, but whatever. 20 Mississippis left. Engaging in that core to help you sit up a little bit straighter, nice straight spine, almost like you're leaning up against a slanted background here. 10 Mississippis left. 5 Mississippi. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all down. Hug your knees in. You did great. I believed in you half of this whole time. And then just playing around. Maybe moving your knees in different directions here, but focusing on where the pressure is on your lower back. So kind of just moving your knees around to give your lower back a different sensation, maybe a little massage. And then when you're through, take a few rocks up and down your spine. We're going to do some slower pace stuff now. So we're going to come into fire log pose is what this is called, and it may be accessible to you. So left foot is out, left leg is out front, knee is at 90 degrees. You're going to try to put your right ankle right on top of your left knee and then stack them right on top of each other. Now, if you can't get exactly here, that's perfectly fine. Your one knee might be up a little bit more, but the main thing you want to focus on is make sure you're not off kilter to one side or the other on your glutes where you're sitting down. And hopefully you'll feel this kind of along the right hip crease. Should feel nice and good. So sitting up nice and straight in our fire log pose. And we're just going to take 5 breaths here. Been really trying to work on my splits practice, and this is one of the things that I've been doing to try to help. I can still not get into the splits that I want, but that's one of the beauties of doing this is that, you know, you get to see progress. Hopefully, you guys have been seeing progress as you've been participating in classes, but I'll share with you some progress in just a moment in another pose that has been really exciting. I'm still not where I want to be, but I can see where I'm going, and that's, oh, it's like a life metaphor or something. Man, I'm good. You guys writing it down? You should be writing it down. One more big inhale. And exhale, coming out. So now we need to do the other side. So right leg comes out in front of you, knee is at 90 degrees straight across. And then you're gonna stack that left foot over your right ankle, over your right knee, and then your left knee is gonna be stacked on top of your left ankle. You might notice that one side is completely different than the other and you just can't get one knee down, or it's so much easier to get it down. That's fine. I've been practicing yoga for many years. Well, some years, and I still feel that on one side or the other. So sitting up nice and straight and just taking about 5 breaths here once you settle in and get situated. Once again, feeling it along maybe the left hip crease. Hopefully feels pretty good. Two more breaths here. One more big inhale. Exhale, coming up and out, coming into a seated wide leg forward fold here. So this is where I want to show you my progress. So So bringing your feet out, toes pointed straight up, bringing your feet out as much as you can, and if you can't get this far out and you can barely go past your hips, that's fine. You're awesome just the way you are. We talked about progress just a few seconds ago, and you have progress to make, which is great, because that means you're not done. Right? So if you need to, you can bring both of your hands back behind you, right behind your glutes, to give yourself a little prop. And if this is as far as you can go, that's fine. Otherwise, if you'd like to lean forward just a bit, and this is my progress that I'd love to share. I used to be able to barely sit up straight like this, and now I can do this. And that makes me really happy because I wasn't able to do that like 2 months ago. And now I'm working on trying to put my head all the way onto the floor, and I've made progress because I put in work. It's weird how that works. It's funny. So with every inhale, try to lengthen up and down your spine, and then on your exhales, maybe just walking those fingers, spidering, tiptoe, and your fingers out for 5 breaths. This is a pose that I've been trying to like stay in for like minutes at a time. And it works. It stretches your stretch. Ooh. And then maybe you can come down a little bit more wherever you are. One more big inhale. Exhale, relaxing down as much as you can. Let it all out. And then inhale, slowly coming up. So we're going to add on to this. Once again, if this next part is too much, just bring your feet in a little bit. They don't have to be quite as wide. But you're going to drop your left arm on the inside of your left leg, and then your right arm is going to come out over the top. If you can grab your feet, that's fine. If you can't, if this is as far as you can go, that's great too. Even if it's just a slight side stretch, just try to keep your back. If you do cartwheels, like I love to do, just imagine you're kind of cartwheeling over to your left, and so try not to slouch forward or too much back, and then just coming into a nice side stretch, and maybe feeling it in the back of our left leg as well. Looking up if you can. Once again, if you can't get this far, don't worry about it. Stretch over as far as you can and breathe for 5 breaths. You're doing great. One more big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come up. Maybe just flop your knees up and down a little bit. I don't know if that's an exact yoga term, but we'll use it. Inhale, nice big straight spine. Exhale, coming over to the other side. So your right hand is going to come on the inside of your right leg. And then, if you can, grab that right toe with your left arm. If this is as far as you can go, you're doing great. If this is as far as you can go, you're doing great. You can move your feet in and out to whatever you need, and then just be comfortable in your own practice, in your own body. And maybe you see that there's progress to be made. You can work on it. 5 breaths here. One more big inhale. And exhale. Coming up. So since we've been in this position for a little while, sometimes it's really difficult for me, maybe because I'm getting old, but it's kind of hard for me to move. And so you might use your hands to help bend your knees in, and then roll back down. Bring your knees into your chest, and then just take a few rocks up and down your spine. And maybe add a little bit bigger rocks until you roll all the way over, and then you come back to a downward facing dog. However you please. So on your neck, from your downward dog, big inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, right knee to right wrist, coming into our pigeon pose. Right ankle to left wrist. Checking to make sure our back leg is pointed nice and straight behind us. And before we fold forward, let's take just a second here to do a couple of things. One, if you would like to add a little something here. So stay right here and add a little back bend. If you would like to add a little bit more, plant your right hand, lift that back left leg, and then maybe grab on the inside of your left foot. If you have a little bit of space, maybe that foot can come to the crease. And if you have a little bit more, maybe grab your left hand with your right for a few breaths here, maybe 5. So if you can only hold from right here and balance, that's great. If you're just in your pigeon pose, you're still doing great. So wherever you are, just know your own body, know your own practice. 3 more breaths. One more big inhale. And exhale, release. Looking nice and straight at our mat here. And then on your next exhale, slowly coming down, bringing your pigeon down, folding over that right leg. And we might take a little bit more than 5 breaths here. This is just one of my favorite restorative poses. And the longer that I stay in it, the more just kind of room and using your breath to try to breathe into your hip creases or wherever you might feel any tension here. Just checking in with your body and seeing if you can use those big inhales and exhales to kind of move your internal anatomy around a little bit to give you a little different sensation, a different stretch, and maybe just get into your breath and this pose a little bit more with that focus. Every inhale, just inhaling all that good energy. And with every exhale, just melting down onto your mat. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. Big inhale. Open mouth exhale. Let it go. On your next inhale, slowly move your hands back under your shoulders. Plant them both. Tuck your left toes. Inhale that right leg up and back. And then maybe bend your knee. And then just give your hips a little wag. Some nice fluid movements here. And then finding the floor with your right foot. Other side. Inhale, left leg comes up and back. Exhale, pigeon on the left side. Left knee to left wrist, left ankle to right wrist. Checking in to make sure your right leg is nice and straight, planted on back behind your mat. And then coming into a slight little back bend here. Nice proud pigeon. I want to see that more downtown. It's like, oh, look at that proud pigeon. He's quite noble. Must be a noble pigeon. So you can plant your left hand right in front of you to grab the inside of your right foot. And if this is as much as you can take, that's fine. If you can find the crease of your right arm and then bring your left arm up, you can come here for 5 breaths. Try to sit evenly on your sits bones here as best you can. And breathe. One more big inhale. And exhale, gently release your foot down, squaring off your hips to the front of your mat. Big inhale to prepare. And then exhale, walking your hands forward, coming either down to your forearms, or if it's within your practice, resting your forehead all the way down on your mat. And we'll be here for some breaths, some feel good, breathe into those tight bits breaths. What does it feel like whenever you take the biggest breath that you can take here? What areas of your body seem to be a little hesitant or a little tight? And then exhale that out, and then on your next inhale, try to breathe into those tight places that you found in this wonderful pose. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. Make them count. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands in, push up. Plant your right toes, swing that left foot up and back. Rotate that knee, bend in it, and then just kind of flail. Just kind of swing that when I slowly flail. Is there a term for slowly flailing? I don't think so. I think flail has to be a fast thing. I don't know. I don't teach flailing. Okay, so find some stillness in your down dog. On your next inhale, walk your feet up behind your hands and then sit down. Coming into Shavasana, final resting pose. Unless there is some other pose that you just feel the urge and need to do right now, maybe a plow pose or something. But otherwise, coming into Shavasana, and Shavasana you want to have just really no one point on your body that's any more stressed than the other. So trying to neutral spine, neutral shoulders, neutral hips and feet. Maybe just let your feet loll out to the side. I think I used that term correctly. I don't mean like LOL, I mean like lolled over. That's a word, trust me. And so, whenever you're in a Shavasana for any amount of time, in any meditative pose, it's easy, for me at least, for just the whole day to come at me at once, right? You've finally done your workout, perhaps, and you're finding this moment of peace. And it just seems like all of these other things just try to creep in. But that's not what we're on our mat here today for. We're here for ourselves. We're here for just us on the mat. And so as those other thoughts, as the rest of the day tries to make its way into your brain here, or maybe things that happened previously today, greet those things because they are a part of us. They are within us, but they don't serve us right now. So with every inhale, just breathing in big capacity, all that good energy of being right here where we're supposed to be. Nowhere else we have to be right now. It's just us with our thoughts and our breath. kind of check in, see if you're holding any tension in your toes or your ankles. Maybe checking in with your calves and your thighs. Maybe up to your hips. Are you carrying any stress in your lower back? And then if you need to move around just a little bit to relieve that, go ahead. Maybe up to the mid back and the upper back, into your shoulders. Maybe you need to come off your mat just a little bit to readjust your shoulders. Just finding that nice, even pressure all over your body. Checking in with your neck and the back of your head. Is it nice and even? Maybe relaxing your brow. And then letting your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. And just be here with your breath. Creating a gentle rhythm, maybe like the waves crashing on the beach, or the wind rustling through the tops of the trees. Maybe once again reminding ourselves that you're awesome. You got on your mat today. You practiced, you breathed, you moved, you did stuff. And you know, I'll always be a proponent of giving yourself kudos. It's important to tell yourself that you've done well. You've done good. From here, add just a little bit of awareness back to your bodies. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingertips. Letting those small motions move into your wrists and ankles, elbows and knees. On your next inhale, sweep both arms up over your head, interlock your fingers, give yourself a nice, oh, that's a good stretch. Oh, that was a good stretch. Oh, that was great. That was great. Rolling over to one side. Just a moment here. You're awesome. You're great. Pushing up to a nice, comfortable seat. Thank you for a wonderful class. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. You got some giggles, you got some workouts, you got some breathing, all of the good stuff. And I can't wait to see you back on your mats next time. Same bat time, same bet. You guys don't watch old Batman. What am I doing? Thanks you so much, guys. I'll see you soon.